So, the first thing we should look out for is an hourglass piece. Oh yeah, timepieces are connected to dimensions. All we need is one and we can review any game from any time period again. We can also use the timepieces to connect where docks or when docks is. A Hat in Time, a game I was interested in after watching Some Call Me Johnny review and him playing it. By the way, go check out Some Call Me Johnny, his channel is super awesome. And also, after finding out, it was funded by a Kickstarter in less than 2 days. So I was thinking to myself, this game had to be good, man. And it was. Plus, it's insane that in 2 days you were able to get the money you needed for this game. Now, I don't know the exact amount, but I know it was a lot. This game is really something special, though. Even using the Unreal Engine 3 after the Unreal Engine 4 and 5 had came out, though 5 isn't out yet. And it still looks beautiful and actually holds up pretty well. Plus, the game is 2 things on how you get my money. It's charming and it's cute, and that's pretty much how you get me to open my wallet and give you money. So, let's travel through A Hat in Time. So the basic synopsis of the story is that we meet an alien girl who has no name at all. Like, they don't even actually call her name, they usually call her Kid or Hat Kid. So we'll call her Hat Kid. Hat Kid, we find out, has a powerful objects in her ship that kind of helps her go back home and like helps her travel. We'll call them hourglasses because they also too don't have a specific name. Some people call them hourglasses, some people call them timepieces, and some people just call them props because you go to a movie. But they fell from her ship, so what she plans to do is gather them back up, knowing how destructive they can be, and plus she wants to get back home. But then we end up on a different planet, and we end up fighting a girl with a mustache. We even end up in the afterlife at some point, which again, this game is super crazy, which puts her in a bunch of crazy adventures. The story I love because how fun it is and how simple it is. And plus where we end up in a lot of shit that really does vary the gameplay and gives us going. And a lot. So let's get into the gameplay, which is possibly some of the funnest platforming gameplay for 3D that I've ever seen, or actually even played. Okay, this game is a 3D platformer open world hybrid. I know it sounds weird, but think Mario 64 in the SpongeBob game. You go through the world going after the hourglasses with different varieties of levels and gameplay. I feel like every world you went through was different and fun. So let's say the first one you go to, which is Mafia Town. It was a mega open world and you were in a city under construction, so you explore it. Then you have a movie stage, which is when you are in different sets and scenes and even record movie-like stuff. Hell, there's even a survival horror thing. And if you watch me on Twitch, shout out to Twitch, go check down in the description below, you know I love survival horror games. Also, we get and use different hats and hat abilities, such as the ice hat, which freezes you and launches you anywhere you need to find hidden objects. Also the dweller's mask that allows you to have surprise platforms that help you find other hidden objects and more. My favorite hat was the brewer one because it pretty much blows stuff up and I enjoy that. The boss fights are the best part to me. I like boss fights, and this game delivered on all of them, letting us have varieties of boss fights and different ways to take them down. Also, the music in the whole game was great, but we'll get to that when we get to the good. So let's focus on another aspect that is, of course, the OST and the art. This game has a charming look. The game was made in 2017, and the version you're seeing, the Switch port, and it's spectacular. It even uses an outdated engine, the Unreal Engine 3, when the Unreal Engine 4 was released in 2014 for recreational use. A little fact there, spin for you. 3 years before this game was released, so they just used what was comfortable with them, and we got a pretty charming looking game. Look, I always say this, if you're more comfortable using with outdated equipment, go ahead, but as long as you can make something spectacular with it, there's no real difference. The music also shines. I don't think there was a single song I hated or disliked. And this game had a variety of music, so even if you don't like a certain genre, you got another one. Everything ranging from smooth jazz to epic orchestra music to even that good old rock and roll music from when you're in the underworld. The music shines in that department. This game had a variety of music, so you had to choose which one you like. But yeah, that's all the things that I loved about it. The art style is charming and beautiful, and even the music is great. So let's get into the good of the game, even though that feels like that's what most of this review was. There's a lot of good with this game. First, gameplay is extremely fun and challenging, and somehow this game is extremely dark and funny. Like, there's a lot of dark humor in this. Like, one mission requires you to literally burn the souls of people in paintings. And that kid's like, okay fam, I got you. And she literally burns them and has no problem with doing so. You have unlimited lives and 4 health bars, which is really good because you die a lot in this game. Like, there is a lot of challenging parts. Also, you can customize Hat Girl. Well, see, mine has blue hair, and if you want 100%, you need 40 hourglasses. But since I'm lazy, I only got like 25, allowing me to beat the game. Also, it may be short, but this has way too much stuff to do. Like, a lot of stuff to do. So, you'll be pretty busy with this game. But this game isn't exactly perfect either. It falls under a lot of Kickstarter problems, which I shall get into now. So let's get into the bad of the game. Hat Kid is way too floaty. You miss or overshoot jumps a lot because of how agile and kind of floaty she is. And the tightropes was extremely difficult. Every time I saw one, I kind of cringed because I didn't want to have to go through the obstacle of trying to somehow, fit onto the tightrope with how floaty she is. How come none of the models actually emote or move or even show any type of emotions, even in the cutscenes? They just seem lifeless, and that's kind of weird. They don't move their mouths, nor do they move around very much. Lastly, there's way too much backtracking in this game, but I think that comes from older platforms anyway, so it's not super bad. But that's really it. In conclusion, A Hat in Time is a fun, charming experience. One fact I forgot to mention is it does have a co-op feature, which one day I might try out, but I suggest you try it. It's pretty cheap, only being around 30 bucks, or you can get it on sale for like 20 to 5 bucks. Got mine on sale for 20 bucks. And it's short if you want to just have a game to play through. And it's lots of fun when you have other people, or if you just want to play through with, I don't know, maybe a sibling, maybe you have kids, or maybe you just want to, experience something new. I suggest you give it a try, and, Gears for Breakfast really did do a lot for this game. While it has its issues, it's still a fantastic experience, and if I had to give it a score, I'm definitely going to get an 8 out of 10. I suggest you guys try it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Hey, I remember him. That's how you got trapped in the dimension. Of course! He's a mighty Ultron. Who? The most powerful being in the universe? You mean Siri, your evil Siri. No. Well, Ducks will handle you in time. I just came to give you the timepiece. Okay. That was awkward. And to wait the video time. Look, we're not gonna see him for a while. Did we at least make the 10-minute mark? Yes we did. I suggest you just end off the video.